Welcome to a basic introduction to the transcript panel, which is very much derived from DOTE. So if you're familiar with DOTE, then you know pretty much how this transcript panel will work. And here we see I've chosen a layout here, which is the transcript clipping layout, and that means that we've got to focus on the transcript. We can also see the video files that are associated with it. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the layout of the panel and what one can do with it. The key thing is that this is not editable. You can't actually edit the transcript. You can add clips, transcript clips, as we see here, but you can't actually edit. If you try to edit, you'll see cannot edit in read-only editor. You're not allowed to edit in DOTEbase, but you can edit in DOTE. So as you see here, you've got the name of the current project in the transcript. Well, here's the transcript name. It's called active. You can see you can actually deactivate it, and you'll see why a bit later, because we can have two or more transcripts open at the same time, but we need an active one. There's only one, and it's always active. And here, open in DOTE. If you open in DOTE, then DOTE will launch if it isn't already launched, and the transcript will be opened. So you can go straight to editing there, and we'll see that a bit later, just to compare the layout in DOTE to what we find here. And then if we move along, we'll see we have create clip, delete clip. We'll see that in a minute, and find and replace. And then we have these little icons, and we have a mini map and a scroll bar. And there's all sorts of information, for example, on the mini map and the scroll bar. You can see here it shows, if I highlight over, hover over, then we'll see we're at this part of the layout, and you can see a little tiny mapping of the structure of the transcript, and we can drag down and see we're at the end. Now we're at the end, and the scroll bar will do the same, so we can move up and down. The little bar here suggests that we are currently near this point in the transcript. Yeah, we're just there at that point where you can see there's the cursor there, currently there. If you do something, operations like selecting, so I select this, and if I select that, it'll highlight this here, and you'll see in the scroll bar every instance that's found. So it's doing an automatic find for you, and it highlights those. You can do much more sophisticated finds and replaces in DOTE with replace, but here you'll just have find. So here you see you can find particular things, particular elements. If we just type and see this has already been put there, it's got 9 instances. You can do all sorts of special things. You can read about these or watch the video for DOTE to see how to use regular expressions, for example, more sophisticated. This will find only in this transcript, whereas the search tool, we see here is the search tool. The search tool will do operations not only over transcripts but over different types of clips and metadata. So this find is only for characters found here, not the transcript clips. Characters found in the transcript that you could search for. So open in DOTE we've done. We've got create clip, delete clip. You can see when we go to the tutorial or the help guide about creating transcript clips. It's very easy. You just select some text and then you say create clip, and you can fill out the details, and then you get a clip as we see here. And you can delete clip at cursor. So if I put the cursor in here, if I want to delete that clip, it will say, do you want to permanently delete it? And that clip will disappear. It's not recoverable, so don't do that unless you really want to get rid of something and you have no backup. Okay, so we've done find, and then we've got these two buttons here. First button is to eliminate all of the transcript clips that are showing. So as soon as I click that off, we don't see them. So you've got a nice clean transcript. This transcript was created in DOTE, and we'll see in a moment the DOTE, this version in DOTE, and why we get certain other information here. One of them is sync codes. You notice these little clocks here. If I click on these, then I will jump. As you can see, the video is jumping to the precise time when that line begins. So these are sync codes. They can't be edited here or created. They must be done in DOTE. And these are just taken straight from that edited transcript information that's stored on your drive. In this case, it's stored in the watch folder for this DOTEbase. But you can also, as you can in DOTE, track. So if I click this on here, then you see we're currently at this place. If I start playing, notice it's tracking with the actions that the transcript is referring to. And there we are. So notice also that the video is changing according to video cues, but that's another aspect to do with the media player. Check that out on the media player tutorial or help guide. So that's sync codes, and you can jump anywhere, and you'll notice it shows you a bar for the current block, and that's between one sync code and another. So that enables you to move around the transcript quickly and see when you're playing it exactly where you are. It's good for presentations as well. So that's sync codes. Notice there's also line numbers. Those line numbers are just arbitrary. They start with the first line at 1 and they go through, so they are not the real line numbers that you might use when you export, and that you can do in DOTE. You can't do that here. Remember, you can't edit or work with transcripts in a sophisticated way in DOTEbase. It's mainly for building clips about the media files and transcript clips about the transcripts, and then working with those, visualizing them. So here the line numbers are just an arbitrary reference point, so you can see the line according to the very beginning. Please don't refer to those as the final line numbers that you might if you export your transcript in DOTE, where you can decide your line numbering. And then notice the active transcript. What I could do is, as I'm on this one here, I could open up another transcript. If I click that, you'll see we get another tab. I could bring that down below here, and now we've got 2 transcripts. Now this one is active. If I click on another transcript, let's say a Mondaden one here, then that one will open. And you can see actually there isn't any information in that, it's just metadata. So let's try the Jeffersonian one, and there we see another transcript. So we have 2 transcripts open at the same time. There is a layout for that, comparing transcripts. We'll put them side by side. And there is also the works, which has 4 transcripts open, but you can have as many as you wish, because all you have to do is keep clicking transcript and you'll see we're getting multiple, and you can put those in different places like this, there, and then this one here we could put over here, and then there we have a 5th one if we wished. So, or we could add it here, so we have multiple transcripts open. So I'm just going to get rid of these and get back to where we were. So there's the basic with 2 transcripts. This one is active and this one is active. As soon as you switch between them, the video will change. So currently you can see in the transcript, let's say where we can hear something, this one here. Notice the shift in change because it's following video cues, so it's switching camera there, so we get a little shift in the audio quality. Whereas if we activate this one, now we're looking at a different transcript, and for example this one we could look at this point and she runs back. So we can compare transcripts and move between them just by activating here. So this one is now active, this one is now active. We are moving between them, and it's remembering exactly where we were in the video playback. This one we could also put on so we can see here. As soon as I activate this one, then we see where we are here, where she's returning. So if I just click that, you'll see that's when he says something, the researcher says something, and if I activate this one, we'll see that's where some other incident happens, which we might wish to compare and contrast across the 2 transcripts. And these are fully scrollable independently with their own mini-maps, and you can find things within them independently, you can toggle things on and off, and you can open any one of them in DOTE, and you can create clips in both. So they are relatively independent, but they can be nicely, you can, for example, just look at one transcript if you wish, like this on its own, or you could just eliminate all of the other aspects and just have 2 transcripts open. For example, if I just get rid of these and these, so now I just have 2 transcripts open, and you could save that as your own personal layout just for working on 2 transcripts with no other information. Unfortunately you won't be able to play the video, or because there is no video media player open and there is no timeline open. But here we can visually inspect both transcripts and all of the transcript clips and edit those on their own. So that's giving you some idea of how to use the transcript panel and a certain richness that comes with having multiple transcript panels open at the same time. Enjoy this functionality.